Walk me through training an animal for the stage and
Mhm.
for something, because I assume you're not going to have a set in wherever you're training them. And I want to get into that too.
Mhm.
But like when you start to train them, at what phase do they go towards? Do they get on stage, and then when they start working with the leads, and then what about the understudies and the standbys, and how does everybody get to work with all of these individual animals?
Well, it's kind of a crazy thing. It's sort of a hybrid of dog training and theater rehearsal. First, producers, writers will call me with a script. Bill, we have dogs in a play. What do they have to do? And usually, I'll sit down with the director and the writer and actually figure out things that dogs can do 8 times in front of a live audience. Because often what they're dreaming of is things that, they've seen on TV, things they've seen on YouTube, but you may not be able to do that on a live theatrical stage. So once we agree what the behaviors will be, we start a casting call. And basically, my wife and I start going to shelters all around the country looking for the dogs for that particular show that they're casting for. We'll find some candidates. I'll go out and temperament test them, and if I feel that they'll be good for the show, we'll adopt them. So once we have the dogs, I mean, it's usually 6 months to a year out to train these dogs to be ready
It
for
takes that
Broadway.
long.
Takes that long. I mean, first we have to heal them emotionally and physically,
Hmm.
and then we just start training them. And, a highly trained dog will work on stage in Broadway, out in Times Square, they'll work anywhere. So we just really start working them in our training room at home. Once they get used to that, we take them out, we take them walking through towns, we take them to Home Depot, we take them to all these places where we have them do their behaviors. So it becomes normal for them to go to Home Depot and do their show. They don't know. Ultimately, when we do get to rehearsal, that's where it gets sort of tricky because, I realized as a young actor with Sandy couldn't look off into the wing and get the command and do the behavior. It,
Right.
it had to come from the actor who was there.
Hmm.
So we had to train little girls how to be animal trainers. And little girls love being animal trainers. And that sort of created the model where whoever's acting on stage with the animal, we train them to be animal trainers and they're controlling the animal's behaviors.
Right.
So they have to have an affinity for animals. They have to love animals. We have to build a bond and they have to be able to do the commands right. And for the majority of my career, that has been a successful thing. And so ultimately, what the audience sees on stage is a real relationship. And I'm in the wings just sort of supervising.